What's the status, 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
Yeah, that's right. My rap scared the fuck out of people, but I'm just misunderstood. But if you was to listen real good, then you wouldn't mistake me for being crazy. You would learn to love and appreciate me now. Hear me clearly, the reason I am how I am, they don't scare me. I'm not under the spell, I'm not trapped in a cycle, they can't pull the wool over my eyes. I see the truth for all of our lives, we've been lied to, and I know it's hard to accept, so we drink away the pain and party to death. Had so much sex, smoke so much weed, we just wanna have fun, we don't wanna think. We just wanna make dollars, we don't wanna make sense. We don't wanna pay attention, we just wanna pay the rent.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion. I don't wanna hear about your spiritual epiphany, G's. I'm not a role model, I just care about what make me. More money and celebrity power, more sex, drugs, and fame. A star for my name on that LA sidewalk. That's how you want me to be, ain't it? Cause when I do good, you hate it. But when I'm evil and reckless, you love it. Fanatics, y'all a bunch of sick motherfuckers. You need to grow up and open your minds. I put truth in the song, but you want lies. I put real in rap music, but you want fake. By the time you understand me, it'll be too late. You so caught up in fantasy land, you so under the spell. I wish you luck, I wish you well. Real men drink water, we stay with our women and raise our daughters. And our little men too, and teach them the things they won't teach them in school. Like ancient black history and how to survive in these modern day times. There's no games being played, no kidding, no bullshitting there. No games being played, no kidding, no bullshitting, and no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
No religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Ooh, Rev ain't right. His church ain't right. He grapes little boys at night. Oh shit, my bad.
You right there?
What's up, Maureen?
How's it
and
going there, Chuck?
I know I
Battling
went
the
live
wind?
late today. I'm out of the wind.
Yeah, lucky you're out of the wind at the moment. Man, that's a bloody strong wind. It's just like it's running right across the whole place at the moment. Bloody southerly, yeah. Coming straight off the ice.
I got this video, and in this video has so much information. These people been testing the snow, the water, the land, and the amounts of aluminum that's in there are oh my god. If someone was put in a microwave, they would be sparking because all the aluminum that we inhale into our body.
You know, it's worth bloody looking at, but you know, I kind of wonder if how long have they been doing these bloody things? You know, how long have they been putting aluminum spray in the atmosphere?
That's what I'm thinking. Like way over it. Peace, Jen. How's everything? A long time. I kind of remember in the early 2000s seeing it, but I didn't understand what it was about. You know, it was in its early stages. But I'm gonna play. I got 10 videos. I had to cut down a 27-minute video into 10 parts because I couldn't upload it. But I could play each part, and then we could. It's only 3-minute videos, so we can speak on after each 3 minutes, we can go over
what we glean from it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully, I have it in order correctly. I was gonna do like I was gonna record like I did with the bridge, the Maryland Bridge. So I was searching for Richie from Boston. He's still doing things. He's still putting videos out. But I think with his speculation, he might be onto something. And what a lot of other people are saying about that incident. People say they see explosions, but then people have said those are the lights being ripped as the bridge goes down. People say it's someone attacking the country and they cut off a main line. You know, a lot of people are bringing up some good speculation, and that's what's really good is people are coming together all the time and really putting their viewpoints or facts. And it's like a bunch of detectives coming together, and the government's fucked, man. We're on to all their moves.
Well, that's the thing, is that people have different viewpoints and different ways of seeing things. And so, you know, you can't stop vision. You can't stop our vision. Or our thoughts, exactly. Even though they want to.
S is in the building. It's always good to see S come through.
Hey, how are you, S? How are you, folks out there in the chat land? Hope everyone is well.
So what do you want to do, Dean? I could play the opening part. It's 3 minutes and 6 seconds.
Way, like you said, bro. Let's see a bit of it. Let's have a little discussion.
All right, let's do it.
All of you can start looking up and seeing this. The United States government, NASA, the U.S. Air Force, is sending up canisters into the atmosphere filled with chemicals.
Another example is the array of technologies, often referred to collectively as geoengineering. One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection, or SAI. A method of seeding the stratosphere with particles that a fully deployed SAI program would cost about $10 billion yearly. As promising as it may be, moving forward on SAI would also raise a number of challenges for our government and for the international community and other geoengineering initiatives.
We shall propose further cooperative effort between all the nations in weather prediction and eventually in weather control.
What we're seeing now, and I first could not believe it, and I started looking at the skies, and these are not normal. They're not natural. There's something going on. I don't know who it is or why they're doing it. All I can testify is it's not natural and it's not normal. It's got to be some outside influence doing that.
I'm here to give you testimony that chemtrails, they're not contrails, are indeed real. They're spraying almost every day. I watch the clouds and watch the spraying program going on. I want to tell you that we're in very great danger from the pollution that's coming down over us. And we've been led astray by the military-industrial complex, and they're responsible for the cloud's creation and weather manipulation programs. They're dark operations.
When you look up at the sun and you see a white haze, that is aluminum floating in the air right now, and it's coming from the aircraft.
You want some figures? Okay, latest water test. Tested the rain. 13,100 micrograms per liter of aluminum in the rain in 2013. Normally, it should be zero.
If people are finding contamination, wouldn't they come here to address it?
Here, yeah.
But nothing's being done? I don't know. We're investigating this, and there's a huge concern that people are getting sick. Well, I mean, we've interviewed several people. We've been here for a week. Yeah. So you're saying there is no concern? I mean,
there is a concern.
Many people in the county have told us that they've addressed specifically with you this very issue, and they're saying nothing's being done.
barium and aluminum is being dumped out of airplanes because they can see it in the contrails going over.
Okay. Here's my question. If there's aluminum contamination, which is very toxic, is that something that you're supposed to deal with?
It's in the air.
It appears that there is contamination.
Okay. I could play the next one if that was too short. I hope the
sound never came through properly on that one, Chuck.
Huh. Let me check the chat. Did you guys hear that perfectly in the chat? I gotta look into that, S. Look at this, Dean. 9 weeks to most govs. Oh, y'all heard that perfectly? Maybe it's the way you have it. They said they could hear it. Let me play this one and tell me if you could hear it, Dean. Hold on.
Contamination. Does that concern you? I mean, personally, it
doesn't appear to me that there's contamination.
Does it concern you if there is? You're flat out denying it.
It doesn't appear to me that there's contamination.
Okay. If somebody could prove that there was, would you be willing to look into this?
No.
So even if they did air quality tests, I mean, who would have to do the test for you to recognize that it would be a problem?
The federal government's doing the testing. They have.
That wasn't his question.
Well, they would have to do the test.
The reason,
no way that we could do the test.
The reason we asked for you is because many people told us that this information has been presented to you. Many people also believe that you're involved with a cover-up. And that concerns a lot of people.
I'm here with Kristen Megan, who's actually a U.S. military whistleblower. She has an amazing, fascinating story that we will share with you here today. Now, Kristen, can you tell us what branch of the military you were in and what you uncovered?
Sure. I was in the Air Force on active duty for 9 years, and I worked in bioenvironmental engineering. One part of that process was to approve chemicals, hazardous materials. You know, what are you using? Why do you need it? Where's it being used? And tracking that disposal. After it being brought to my attention about chemtrails or geoengineering, I used to think it was crazy. It actually was disrespectful to my line of work, because here we are trying to prevent environmental aspects and impacts and not have anybody get sick from our operations. But in an attempt to debunk, it changed my life. I started noticing things. I started noticing large quantities on the system where I would approve chemicals that did not have a manufacturer name, wasn't tied to a building. When I started asking questions, I slowly became demonized. A couple years passed after that when I asked again and people realized I was kind of being more vocal about it on social media. I was starting to be thrown into a mental institution and have my daughter taken away. That changed my life. I no longer view the military the same way, and I feel like after 9 years of trying to uphold an oath, I'm able to do that now. I feel they're getting ready to admit it, and they're trying to sell it to us. You know, it's kind of like they sell vaccines to us, they sell fluoride to us. You know, fluoride is a mining waste product. Well, how can we make that good? You know, put it in your water. So I think that they're trying to now kind of admit it and act like they're going to start doing it. I mean, they've already been doing it.
Okay, she's got the snow lit. Let's see what it does. It's not dripping at all.
Okay. I've seen these things on YouTube about the snow melting and just turning black when you put fire to it. So I'm going to go outside here.
That's the video I had seen before. When he was melting the snow and nothing dripped. I mean, now it makes sense when I ate that snow. It was in like 2015, 2014, during a big snowstorm. My mouth was dry, smoking herbs, so I took a bite out of the chunk of snow and got the worst headache. I was throwing up. I couldn't even work. That's how bad the headache was. Now it makes sense. I ate fucking aluminum.
Yeah, I've heard some people talk about eating snow over there, and how even they can actually burn snow, right? And I mean, it doesn't melt; it burns. When something's burning, you know it's not bloody water.
Yeah, it's crazy. If anyone, I'll just keep playing it. It's only 20-something minute video. I'll just get it out of the way.
It's not actually coming through very well on this end, but it's not. I don't think it's anything to do with you. I think it's more to do with who knows. Maybe every country's got its own censorship, and they got their own ways of dealing with it.
Yeah, they've been blocking my streams in 12 territories. I showed the email on my community page. All right, I'll carry on.
Some snow. Some snow. Snow I just picked up outside. I'm just packing it in. Here's the snow I just picked up. You guys saw me pick it up outside off my porch. Check this out. Dude, that is weird. It doesn't melt. There's no drops of water. That is weird. That is weird, man. Look, it just like turns black.
That is on. And no water or nothing.
In the snow on Mount Shasta, pristine Mount Shasta, 61,000 micrograms per liter. 4 times the amount that is found in the soil up there. Where in the hell is this stuff coming from?
But NASA is a corporation. I want you to know that.
NASA has also conducted a research program in what they call metallized fuels. We're actually putting aluminum oxide right in the fuel because it has 2 atoms of aluminum and 3 atoms of oxygen. So during the combustion process, it releases all that oxygen and dramatically increases efficiency, but it leaves the aluminum in the air.
Alex Dimitrick explains what we could see.
Hi, my name is Rich Moore. I'm a scientist at NASA's Langley Research Center in Hampton, Virginia, in the United States.
What is your specific job here on this mission?
So I'm an airborne atmospheric scientist, and I'm interested in understanding how aerosols or particles that are emitted by jet engines in the atmosphere go on to evolve in the atmosphere. The people who sit here, the left seat is the mission director, and the right seat is his assistant. And what they're doing is they're monitoring the power that's drawn by all of the different racks. And so they have full control over all of the different experiments, which is really important for a NASA flying laboratory. Yeah, we're trying to keep this thing as full as possible. Yeah. And there's a lot of trade-offs. We want to minimize, I talked about the sticky gases. We worry about particles being lost to the walls of the tube as well. We try to keep the tubing lengths as short as possible for the samples we're making. And so we have a number of different probes, each targeting a different size range. So some probes may target, say, 1 micron to 50 microns, and other ones may target larger particles. So a micron is 10 to the negative 6. So we're talking about 1,000 times bigger than those soot particles that I described. And so it's a big plane. We've got instruments mounted on the fuselage, and then we also have instruments mounted on the wingtips.
Starting in 1993, it was called in vitro toxicity of aluminum nanoparticles in rat alveolar macrophages. That's a real fancy way of saying testing the effect of aluminum nanoparticles on the white blood cells in the little air sacs in your lung, the alveoli. And what they found in this 8-year study was that these particles, when you're exposed to them long enough, it suppresses the ability of your white blood cells to defend you from airborne infections coming into your lungs. So it suppresses your immune system. But they also found that these same particles, once they get into your system, they can actually go through the barrier in each one of the cells. They get inside the cells, and these particles can actually suppress the ability of mitochondria, which are in the cells that help to gobble up toxins and things that would be harmful to the nucleus and the reproduction process of the cells in your body. These processes are suppressed, and so essentially by breathing this material in, your immune system is dramatically suppressed.
They said, we're going to control the weather by the year 2025. I asked them, what are they doing, spraying these chemicals on the public? I said, there's a violation of United States Code 50 USC 1520, which prohibits the American government from experimenting on the U.S. citizens with chemical agents. I said that law also requires who's ever experimenting, when the federal government does it, that they have to report to Congress within 30 days. They wrote back, they said they don't know what I'm talking about. We have enough evidence that there's this spraying going all over the place.
We were warned about the takeover of our freedoms by the military-industrial complex by both Eisenhower and Kennedy. They're gaining traction on us, folks. We are in trouble more than just a spraying program.
All I can say is it's about time we get up in arms about this, because it is affecting our health. It's high time that we as citizens of this great country take action.
The most amazing thing is that cloud up there, which was generated by the engine, and in about an hour's time, someone in Mississippi is going to get wet washing. It will actually rain.
13,100 micrograms per liter of aluminum in the rain in 2013. Normally, it should be 0.
That's unbelievable! NASA's playing God. It's making its own weather.
I'm gonna make a 360. These motherfuckers went off today. These motherfuckers went off today.
This is indeed.
All that shit. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I'm sorry to inform you that these are not.
Yeah, I've seen that
Sorry
one
to
before
inform you that
too.
these are not commercial airlines.
Anyway, got a bit of that.
NASA's got a website up explaining what they are. It's fucking hilarious. They're basically telling us what we already know. The world should be outraged. Look at that. Is that cool? That's all right? No big deal? Yeah, they're just clouds. Yeah, a plane fucking made.
Contrails and chemtrails are different. Contrails dissipate within 30 seconds. That's normal. But chemtrails, when there's metallic particles in them, they stay over your head in the sky all day and spread out and completely cover a perfectly clear day. It happens all the time, right above you. The people are just driving, it's right above you, boom, right above you every day. So, eventually, they're going to tell us they're going to do it. Eventually, they're going to tell us, this is all going to be proven right now. Eventually, they're going to tell us, the CIA, they're going to tell us they're going to do it, but they're going to tell us it's that they're going to do it, not that they've been doing it.
They've been doing
it. No, not that they've been doing it, but they're going to do it, and that it's going to save the planet. Dudes who own everything. Rich is low level.
Rothschilds,
Rockefeller. It was started by David Rockefeller. The CFR, the Trilateral Commission, is another one. There's these groups of unelected people, these rich people who are dictating what's going to happen. So how could anybody say that shit ain't real? If you think if you still think it's bullshit, you are 100% in a trance, and you need to get that fluoride scraped off your pineal gland. You got too much fluoride.
Do you know that more people are getting lung cancer that don't smoke than ever in the history of time?
If they're spraying, he's talking about spraying, he called it stratospheric aerosol injections, SAI for short. That means spraying metallic particles in the sky. You don't think that's going to cause some kind of... I mean, people are all like, oh, fucking gluten and GMOs, and yet they don't give a fuck about the air they breathe.
Chemtrails. You know, when I was a kid, I used to see these trails in the sky all the time, and so that's cool. A jet just went over. And then you started to see a whole bunch of them. And next thing you know, everybody in your neighborhood was fighting and arguing, and you didn't know why. Okay? And you really didn't know why. I mean,
Yeah, I agree with Jen, what she's saying there, that they form in one area and then they spread out. And I agree there. I've got tons of pictures myself. Yeah, I understand that, and I mean, every day we can all record chemtrail pictures.
Yeah, I got some ones I'm going to show after here.
Any country's exempt to this now. Myself.
Remember that video I showed, Dean, of the airplane, and it was in the February, and they were spraying everywhere, but that one airplane was passing by, and I zoomed in, nothing was coming out the back of it. Remember I showed that?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be because of the cold weather. It's bullshit. They're spraying us.
Well, I mean, I think, you know, I can get the gist of that. They've been started this for a long time. I mean, I've been even proposing that they were doing this when they had balloons, and then balloon travel was experimenting with such things. I know it's a long stretch to propose such a comment.
Right when this cut off, fucking Prince was about to drop a devastating bomb that I think pissed some people off back in the day. He's explaining that they would spray over his town or city, and people would start fighting and yelling at each other, you know. All right, I'm gonna we got 1, 2, 3, 4 2-minute videos left. Finish this out.
You know why? I mean, everybody was fighting.
I've seen a lot of people address this in this issue, and some address it in anger, which is hard not to do. Others address this issue in fear. I address this in faith because I believe in the power of the human spirit. And I believe that we have a tremendous amount of authority over this earth when we exercise it. And just the power of us collectively standing up, speaking and saying, we will not participate and we will not allow this to happen. So we ask the question, why in the world are they spraying? And the answer is quite simple. Because we allow it.
Right. Yeah, if we allow it, we're doing a collective suicide on a mass level simply by not participating and saying no to this, because this simply cannot go on. I mean, this is probably one of the worst things happening, and it's probably the least known about.
You know, a tremendous awakening is happening. And from my standpoint, now people all over are waking up. So we are making a difference. And it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Again, I'm very hopeful that humanity collectively will stand up. For the first time, we have an issue that affects each and every living thing. So with that, we can create this unity where we collectively stand up and say, no, we're going to create the future that we want for ourselves and for our children. And that future, for me, includes clean water and fresh air to breathe.
Yeah, and just the right to live out our lives, because we've been systematically disempowered, and we've allowed this to happen. We've given over our power to governments, to religions, to corporations, to organizations, and now we're starting to see that we need to take responsibility so we can respond with ability to some of these things that are happening. Do what you can do. Make documentaries, spread the word and everything, and at the same time do the inner work of transforming your consciousness to a higher level, because whatever the problem is that we're talking about, we really don't know what the answer is yet, because it's going to come from a higher level of consciousness. But we've got to slow this thing down so it doesn't destroy us before we can get to the point of transformation.
Why is that jet flying so close to our house? At last, those planes are flying where they belong.
That's right. Over the homes of poor people.
Oh, it's you, Stan. What kind of favor?
Damn
I have
it.
used my CIA powers to make that superstorm.
You made this storm? Lives were destroyed.
I'm just gonna go,
Now kiss, you two lovebirds, and put some mustard on it.
Feed this cat. I'll just put my mic on mute for a bit.
Aren't you straight? Yes, but I'm terrified of these people. They can control the weather.
This is a wildfire. This is a deliberate targeting of buildings with absolutely nothing happening around them. The trees are fine, absolutely fine.
But how did the trees stay with the fire being so intense it melts the cars? How did the trees not get burned if this was a fire? Fire.
This did not come from the forest fire. All the nano aluminum particles in the buildings and soil after years of drought, years of chemical trails overhead, not to mention the plasma cloud cover laid 3 days in advance of this debacle. See right here, all of the trees are fine.
It's like we're being poisoned, they're spraying, and especially around the sun. So what I want to do is I want to get a clear view of where they're poisoning at, and why are they concentrating around where the sun is. We're going to have some answers, I'm going to do some interviews, we're going to get down to it. You look here, here's the sun, and you can clearly see this crap that they're spraying on us. If you look in the sky, I mean, it's horrible. How can people deny this? I have no idea. It's just, God don't, what do they say? God don't make straight lines. So, it's just simple things like this is horrible. Do you think that our government would actually spray shit on us? Do you trust them? Or do you
trust the government personally, just for the fact you don't know what they're doing undercover. You don't know what type of undercover hints they hiding from us from the media or cover-ups they using. You don't really know unless they telling you, and you can't really trust what they tell you just for the fact you don't know whether it's a lie or the truth.
Right.
So,
and the stuff they put in our food, and you think of all the people who have asthma, that have trouble breathing, and you look up at this crap in the sky. I mean,
polluting our air. How are we gonna breathe? How are we gonna live healthy if we gotta breathe the stuff and the toxins that's being dropped down on us, and which we're being lied upon?
What do you think the goal is that they're doing it for?
Experiments.
Control the population, maybe?
Experiments, control the population.
Right.
That's what our heads think. We going crazy, maybe.
Right.
Believe what they want.
Thank you so much, my friend. And think
Right, I'm back.
for a minute, not what you're told to think. It's just open your eyes and think. And when you do that, when you open your eyes and you use your mind and you think for yourself, you may be surprised what you see. And then when you find out what you see, what will it take to empower other people? To raise their consciousness and their awareness of what's going on. Because that's what we're going to do. That's what I plan on doing. Because there's no other choice. You can't know what's going on. You can't know what's going on and then do nothing. Because then, in my opinion, if you know what's going on and you do nothing, you're just as guilty as the ones who do.
The pictures look odd. The formations don't look like normal clouds that people have seen before historically. This is another type of man-made cloud, and what we have done and what you're seeing here is we have the photographs from the times that the jet leaves the first trail as a thin, spindly trail to where they form into these different types of cloud formations. All of you can start looking up and seeing this. The United States government, NASA, the U.S. Air Force, is sending up canisters into the atmosphere filled with chemicals. We create experiments which they can see through these persistent jet contrails as they stay in the sky for long periods of time, and they can watch the experiments. The type of chemicals they are using are aluminum, barium, strontium, but there's beginning to be more and more seen across the United States and elsewhere where aluminum, trimethyl aluminum experiments to make clouds are beginning to impact us. The reason I am concerned for agriculture is that none of these experiments have any public oversight nor agricultural oversight. Our drinking water is impacted because the chemicals are now beginning to show up in our drinking water. In California, the State Department of Health drinking water tests were examined between 1970 and this year, and we found unusual spiking in barium, aluminum, strontium. The skies that you see up here, it is important to note, have a white haze to them. When crossing the United States 2 days ago, we saw this man-made produced haze all the way across the United States. There were a few real clouds, and the skies in the white haze looked a lot like this.
Chemtrails are constantly denied by the mainstream media, even though there's official government papers and documents about chemtrails. Even NASA puts out information about them on their website. It's very strange to me that people still try to reject the existence of chemtrails. Give me a break. There's so much data online about chemtrails and what they call geoengineering and solar radiation management, or SRM. It's not natural, and it's obvious to see. All you gotta do is look up. When they're spraying in your area, the sky is filled with these chemical cocktails, long-lasting trails that spread out into a hazy mist and slowly fall to the ground. And they work in many different ways. This is a multifaceted operation. The most common chemicals in these trails are aluminum, strontium, barium, and lithium. But there are many more metal nanoparticulates as well, like copper, selenium, iron, chromium, titanium, nickel, tin, etc. They are used to control the weather, they destroy soil and ruin crops, they contaminate the water, they help fuel wildfires. Research smart dust, they're dispersing that in the air as well. They poison the population and fill us with these metals. They even spread viruses and experiment on us. Sometimes it's like, are they terraforming the earth in order to create an environment that's suitable for demons or the Antichrist? I know how it sounds, but it's just something to think about. Anyway, these chemtrails work synergistically with 5G cell phone towers and smart meters. The frequencies emitted by these towers can activate and manipulate the metals that fill our bodies. This is all part of the NWO agenda to set up a giant, inescapable command control grid that eliminates all privacy and allows the manipulators to surveil every single person on the plane at all times. Perfect conditions for the coming one world order. This technology can help control our minds, weaken us, make us sick, and ultimately depopulate the world. If there was ever a time for activists to step up in the name of freedom, truth, health, privacy, and sovereignty, now is the time. We are constantly under attack, and we should do our best to keep spreading awareness. Most people are absolutely oblivious to what's happening, so share this video and also check out other videos here on Hibbler Productions. My name is ODD, and a link to my channel will be in the description. Until next time, keep killing the programming and never sleep again. I wish you the best. Take care.
Like a doctor that's handing out red pills to everyone. What in the world are they spraying up there in the air? It's aluminum, lithium, barium. Nobody notices, nobody cares. Everyone's greedy and nobody shares. I want to help you, you'll be in
I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here.
Shout out to Hibbler Productions and ODD and presenting those facts about the amount of aluminum and metals in the water. The top of Shasta Mountain. It's probably like drinking an aluminum cocktail of liquid aluminum. If you, consume that snow.
It's I mean, like you got all these different programs like the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. But who do we have up there to look after us when they're doing this shit? What kind of administration do we have to stop them from?
Glad you brought that up. Because we've been speaking out for 8 years. Other people probably more from all levels. I've seen college professors speak out years ago from the University of Mass. And this is what I mean by the TV will desensitize the masses. It's become the new norm, right? They even say people look up. It's normal to them. So when they keep playing the shit on the fucking internet and everything, that's how they create the new norm, because it becomes normal to you. But we know, for the most part, who high up is going to stop these people from doing that? It's time to advance to we talked enough. People should know what's up by now. Now we got to go to plan B, whatever that is.
B, C, D, and E, yeah, for sure. And I mean, as I say, I'm just curious as to why we can have administrations to gauge our food and our drugs, but they can't bloody give us an administration to gauge how much shit they're putting in the atmosphere, right? Honestly, myself, I think that the global, what they call the global climate change, is participated with this with the program they have with Buddy spraying the skies with aluminum.
I'm here. I'm just finishing up this sandwich.
As far as I'm concerned, I feel that we are being used as puppets in an experiment, right?
We're guinea pigs.
Yeah. We don't have any bloody choice. But it's interesting that, the other couple of weeks back when I read that thing that I found in that book that about how they were going to engineer the weather. And basically, you can say that those experiments that were going on in the 50s and 60s are still ongoing today.
Yeah, that, and I speak to experience of how watching something over and over, these people, these scientists are I don't know if I want to call them intelligent and crazy. Both. You know, I know people say it starts with yourself. Yeah, I know that. It started with me when I came out of the womb. It started with myself. You know, we know the people at top ain't gonna do schnizzle to try to stop these people. The most they can do is talk about it, and they know that. Because they know they'll talk about it and nothing will be done, because that's why most of them talk about it. They're probably involved. And they know if they speak about it, nothing's going to be done. That's as far as it'll go. Because they've snipped the nuts off of all the men. The warriors have dwindled away or in prison.
Yep. I mean, any major person who whistle blows is taken out of the picture. I mean, you've got to, I would say, even our verbals are part of the experiment. How much we moan, how much we complain, they're all part of the gauge into how well their experiment is going, right?
I think they use, you know, I think they purposely put information out or leak it to where we know, so then we could complain about it. And then after they've done it for 10, they've completed their mission, and then they'll clean it up by, you know, people who sue, they'll pay, you know. It's like they make it so it's known, so they can use us complaining to, you know, finish their plan. They use every move we make, they've already got something to be made on that. Yeah. And, or they'll do a move.
I mean, I feel that our words count for a great deal of how the information, how they're gathering the information, right?
It's like, who leaks? Like, obviously people look up and see something's wrong, right? But it's crazy how people dig up this information and it'll tell you that there's tanks in the plane and what's in the tanks. Like, who leaks this stuff? They really wanted to keep it secret. None of them would even be printed that paper, right? No dummy is going to print papers on their whole process and then let it get leaked. It just would have never been made. So someone put that information out there so then we could find it. This shit's all by these people, man. They got it all.
It's by design.
Planned years ahead.
Cool.
Misinformation.
Hey, Lonnie, how are you?
What's up, guys? Oh, I'm tired, man. I just haven't had a day off in 10 days and just been working, you know, slaving, you know. But it's better than the alternative, I guess.
I see the way you slave.
Yeah. When the stream's over, I need to get with you two guys and take care of something. So yeah, I haven't had a chance to do anything, dude. I've been dispensed. That's how busy I've been, man. And
in a way, you're blessed, for lack of better words.
Yeah, I guess
that's a good thing. Jump on it, because nothing lasts forever, as they say. There's always droughts, and it's a roller coaster ride in the system. Yeah. You know, nothing lasts forever in there.
So yeah, that was pretty interesting about the chemtrails and all that. Here's the thing. It's the people, and I keep hearing about this mass awakening, but I mean, so yeah, a lot of people are waking up, but on what level? You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's where are they at? Where are they at? Yeah, they're awake.
But it's time to move on. You know, we did what we could for 7 years. The information's there. They should know by now. Now it's time to. Because I think that the chemtrails are just part of a bigger problem. That's just a little, you know. Then you add in HAARP, where they're shooting waves of energy at the chemtrails to complete. So this is only a little part, the chemtrails, you know?
Right.
That's just an instrument in the orchestra.
Well, here's the thing that he was talking about on that video that he was just showing. Why are they blocking out the sun? Why are they blocking out the sun? We're going to get answers. Well, I never heard him get that answer, but in saying that,
maybe that's just something that happens in order for them to complete. Maybe the sun wasn't never part of their plan to block it out. It just happened with part,
but
what they have to do.
The sun heals you.
Yeah, that's true.
We are light beings. We have to have the sun. We have to have the sun. That's why they're blocking. See, they block out the sun, then it helps them keep control.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cut and dry. I mean, there's probably more to it.
It is cut and dry when you know that if they got B12 supplements, right? So
yeah, my girlfriend's on them.
So anybody who's not getting enough sunlight can go and get a bunch of supplements to reconfigure their inner being. Word, I can't think of it, but anyway, so yeah, and so because of that, it's obvious that there has been some kind of reduction in sunlight. For me, I really feel that the amount of sunlight we're getting now, compared to say 100 years ago, is a hell of a lot less, right?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Yeah, I'd have to agree on that. I remember since I come from the era of, when I was a kid, I grew up on black and white television. I remember the first HBO box coming out where it was a little switch and you could, if you didn't have HBO but you had cable, you could cheat the HBO company and put aluminum foil on the wire and move the aluminum foil and tune it in, And I'm saying that to say this, that I have seen myself in my lifetime, the leaps and bounds in technology. And I've always wondered, how the hell are we moving so far along in such a short period of time? And I mean, for instance, cell phones. I mean, it boggled me, but now everything's starting to make sense. That I believe they've always had the technology. That everything's a loop with their reset. You know what I mean? I think that like these old buildings that, even with modern, we're not even talking about the pyramids. Let's talk about just, buildings, big buildings that are have these domes like the cathedrals and shit, modern machinery. We can't even make that shit now, let alone duplicate them. I think that people just moved into these structures and called them their own, and I think even Chuck said, or mentioned that in some of his stuff where he had looked at some of the old architect and said that some of these buildings are older than what they're saying they are, and if you know that history is a lie, because you're not going to get answers from these people. Or I'm not even so sure they're people.
I just want to say this picture, because I'm going to take it down, is today. This is what they're doing today over the city. Yeah, gotta love it.
Oh, I'm glad you showed that, because they were talking about the airplanes. Now, excuse me. I don't. a lot of, and he was talking about terraforming. Remember him saying that?
Yeah.
Well, that's funny that he said that, because there's a plane that follows me. Well, there's many of them, but I'm not so sure they're even planes. But there's a specific one that has this high pitch whining, not a traditional turbine or anything like that, and it's kind of freaky, man, because of I think that it's terraforming. And it just went by earlier when I got home from work, and it's I don't know if it kind of looks like a 737, but it's got a fatter fuselage and it's stubbier, it's shorter.
How do you mean it's terraforming, Lonnie?
It's hard to explain, because me and Singh had talked about it, and he's the one that suggested that maybe that's what it's doing. So I'm gonna have to talk to him about it and see why he said that to begin with, because he's like I am. He's going through the same shit, or has went through the same shit.
Well, the thing is, you can't eliminate anything, and you've got to if you have a suspicion on something, I really feel you got to look into it, and you've got to either verify it or lay it to waste.
Right. I've been sending a lot of videos to Axis Rat Blood, and he's compiling a bunch of them and going to make some kind of presentation or something. But all I do is, at night, I usually get about 3 to 5 hours of sleep every night, because I get really bad headaches. And then one night when I was filming them and talking to Rat Blood, because every time they fly over, they're delivering a high dose of radiation. So evidently I must have pissed them off, because it made me nauseous, and I'm talking in a matter of minutes, and it's never done that. But I don't know, man. I've been transmuting a lot of them, but these right here, I don't know what the deal is. It's hard to ignore this shit. I mean, a lot of people are like, hey, just ignore them, man. Act like they're not there. Well, it's kind of hard to do that. It's really hard to do that.
That's the worst solution I've ever heard. I can't stand that. Bury your head in the sand and put your ass in the air with no lube.
Well, and then there's those people that I do fuck with, and it's like, oh, it's all in your head. It's all in your head. And I'm like, I really want to be like, look, shut the fuck up, man. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Okay, I'm
Peace to Boston Ray,
and it's here. Okay, and from what I've heard, that Dean, that we're all nodes, and we are the antenna. But we've thought that for a while now. But also, it's like we're a fucking router or something, man. You know what I mean?
Of course. And I mean, we're all batteries, and we're all being used. We're all being used in this world. They don't pick up bloody cows and sheep to do this type of work, do they? Right? They're only picking on us for it, right? So that alone, pretty much.
Well, the cows and stuff suffer too. I mean, they do experiments on the animals.
Yes, I know they do.
And the chemtrails and all that.
By saying they only pick on us, but I mean, let's say the cows are not going to get up and do a bloody a major revolution. You know.
Let me just say, S asked, "Is this guy in a 2020 flat?" Yeah. Hibbler Productions edited. I think he did the flat documentary, the one Level, and then there's another one that came out with, which shows evidence of being able to see. The guy was in the Gulf of Mexico. I forgot how far. It was hundreds of miles you could see towards the Midwest, like with infrared camera. So that blew the globe out of existence. Peace to Anna K. Hold on, let me just say peace to Anna K, Mind's Eye, Flat Earth Nation. Who else? Look Within, Forever Love.
Peace to the chat.
Peace to everybody. Who else came in? Kimba and Boston Ray.
Wow.
I said Anna K.
Yeah.
And that rhymed. All right.
Mind's Eye, hello. How are you doing? Get up here, man.
I'm gonna play this quick video real quick of how it looks outside real quick. It's 47 seconds. Look at this, how it looks outside.
It looks like Good Friday ain't so good. Yeah, I know the zooming sucks, but yeah. I mean, man. Then the rest of the sky is just blanketed. Over there, it's blanketed in good old, I just love breathing that in, man. It's so good for you. The aluminum, the strontium, the barium, the military complex got a lot of answering to do.
Yeah, that's hilarious, man, that you said that. I was gonna say something about I'll remember here in a second. Yeah, long day, man. Long day. My days have been like last night. I don't think I got home till like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
When I said they got a lot of answering to do, I could picture all these people doing this.
Oh, okay.
That's what they do best.
So I went out, Chuck, and I hope I can do this at one sitting. But I went out and got this. Because I seen that's how you do your thing for your donations. So I'm going to donate to you today, and Dean. Dean, you still need a phone?
You got yourself a card. You got some sort of card.
Yeah. What?
Like a Visa card that you can put money on. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, those are free.
Yeah.
You should set one up, Dean. I don't know. Dean didn't go digital, I don't think, yet.
You could have. Dean, did you get a phone yet, or?
I remember.
No, I'm still bloody. I had a buddy. I had to go to court, Lonnie.
Right, it doesn't matter. I just needed to know if you had one.
That's never good.
I've got a bit of a fine to bloody pay off.
Can you find one for like $50?
The thing is, I'm gonna see if I can get a cheapie. But the biggest thing with a cheapie is what kind of about actually if have I got to the internet? That's the biggest thing.
Right. See, I'd have bought one, dude. I'd have just bought you one here and shipped it. But I don't know what service you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, the thing is, the service providers over here, I don't know if my phone chip would fit into some of your phones, right?
What about Wi-Fi? If I got like maybe a tablet or something, could you like at least hook up the Wi-Fi and use that?
Well, I'm on data.
Oh, okay.
Lonnie. Yeah,
never mind.
Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Well, do what you can do, man, and
But yeah, I'll get it sorted eventually. It's all right. I'm not bloody too bothered by it. I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna send you a little something, man, to help you out, and hopefully.
Tell you what, we're damn fine lucky to be me and Maureen in the same household and have the same kind of access to be able to speak with people, right?
Right. Yeah, but you gotta have. Yeah. What if something goes wrong with that one? You know, you gotta get
Yeah, I
that
know.
one going.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, man, we'll talk about it later. I was gonna say something about well, I'm drawing blank, man. That's just how tired I am. Yeah, it's been a minute, man, since I've talked to you.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe Chuck can hook you up with maybe we could make up our own little group in Telegram that we could hook to.
Right. I got Telegram.
Yep. Well, I know you have, bro, and you know, I've
Yeah,
got
I
more
think I
than
have you on Telegram.
Yeah, actually, I've sent you quite a few messages. I haven't heard back from you on there, man. Have you not been on there?
Me?
I have.
Yeah.
I haven't actually got onto that account that I had with my other phone. Yeah.
So, I was talking
think-
about that. Go ahead, Chuck.
Didn't I send you Lonnie's link for Telegram, Dean? I think I did.
You might have to send it to Maureen.
I'm just showing pictures of rocks people found. Look at this rock.
Is that a face?
Yeah.
Is that
That's
Chewbacca?
crazy, bro. I don't know, man. But if he really found that and that's official, that's
Hold on,
crazy, bro. Talk about mud fossil.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's
It's real.
that's
It's
true.
not altered.
I bet it's probably real, man.
It looks like a face of a Marvel comic dude. The Rock. What was his name in Fantastic Four?
Oh,
The Rock. Rock.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that was his name. Rock.
The Thing, no, he was called the Thing, I think.
The Thing. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
his son right here.
Right? Did you
Thing
see
Junior.
Did you see the one? Who is that does all those things about? You turned me on to him. He dresses up like a pilot and stuff, and does his little skit on his videos.
Oh, Divergent.
Yeah, that's who it is. Did you see the one he did about? I think it was him that did it about the petrified trees, the ginormous petrified trees.
If I had my hotspot, I would play a couple of his new videos.
Dude,
I
have
love
you seen that
Divergent's
thing?
channel.
Yeah, he's cool, man. He's got a very high intellect, and he cares, man. Yeah, check that out.
Yes, I've been following him too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's badass, dude. I like him a lot. I've met a lot of good people, man, and but there's not enough of us, guys. Here's
Well,
the
you know, I
thing.
mean,
Tell
he's
me.
using sarcasm to get his
Can you hear
point
me better,
across,
Charles?
right?
You can't tell me this hasn't
I
been
can hear you.
mined out. This looks like a mined out dump, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we look at these state parks like they're, you know, a treasure. It should
Yeah.
have been mined to hell. It looks like
Definitely
it looks like a chemical dump. That's what it looks like.
That's crazy.
And if there was something here, you know, it looks like they scraped the sides or it was a huge bomb that went off over here or something. But they found this in the Grand Canyon, these entrances, and it allegedly went to these giants. But my question is, if that went to some cave where there was giants, how the fuck did they get in there? See, people didn't think that, right? How did the giants get in the cave? There's no giant entrance, right? I was thinking about this story I was reading about yesterday. I was like, okay, so they found this little entrance to get in, but how were the titans or these? I don't know how tall they were, just 12 feet, giants. How were they getting in there?
Well, I think the giants were, anywhere from 7.5 to 12 feet. Some of them maybe even 15. But did you see the one where I think it was Sonia and her daughter Wendy from Tree of Knowledge channel that went and seen these ginormous doors that were still standing today, and they were in Washington. Yeah, at the Capitol.
Yeah,
I believe.
and when you're talking giants, guys, you know, we're limiting ourselves when we're thinking only 30 feet high, because you gotta think to yourself. I mean, the Devil's Towers to me is a tree that was once a bloody living thing, got cut off. Now you're going to have to be a pretty big sort of a person to cut a tree off like that, right?
So Dean, so the other day we were talking. I only had a few minutes because I was getting lunch for my brother and I, and so I was saying that we can all agree that things are backwards here, as of from the world that we grew up in and that we remember, as of just in the past, let's just say 10 years. Okay. We've been noticing that things are quite different now. Okay. And in saying that, if we can agree on that, can we agree that maybe that it's a possibility that we've been moved? And I say that because I recently heard that because allegedly there's about 30,000 different size colliders throughout the realm. And if that is the case, that's a pretty big.
I was thinking this today about something like that, but I was thinking how this whole place has been mined to shit, and we just, like, lack of better words, suck this fucking place dry of everything, right? What do parasites do when they're done using up the host? They look for another one. So these fuckers probably go from place to place, just cutting everything down, taking all the resources, slaughtering everyone. They're parasitic.
So what I was getting at, Dean, was this: that could it be possible that we are, being the beings that we are, and this is probably the string theory, that we are infinite, and there's an infinite number of us. Okay, and if
what do you mean infinite amount of you, like
of each and every one of us? So if that's the case, okay, now this is just putting it out there. If that's the case, is it possible that there's an infinite? If the realm or the earth or whatever this place is, okay, is alive, okay, then is it possible that we been moved to another version of the realm? I got crickets.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
That's a great one. Actually, it's a good subject, Lonnie. And I've talked with Phil and many other people on this subject and other previous situations. One of them I like to look at is, okay, you've got a magnetic field. Our electromagnetic field is centered around the pole, what they call the pole.
Right, exactly. They play a big part.
If we are seeing the moon as a reflection of a greater realm, and we're just a pinprick in the scheme of it, right? then whereabouts in that round on that surface are we? Can we pinpoint the electromagnetic field? Can we shift it where we know it's being shifting? Because in the last 150 or 100 years, they're saying that it's moved from, was it Canada towards Russia, right?
Really?
Yeah, if you go and check out how much the pole shift has moved in the last 50 or 40 or 50 years, you'll be bloody amazed. So I'm saying...
And we don't feel
possible?
it. That's the problem I have with that. A whole pole shifted, but we didn't feel nothing.
Well,
no, I don't mean it shifted, like flipped.
So what about
over. I'm not talking flipping. I'm talking about where it's centered. And if you take the field and centerize it, and I feel like the hadron colliders are part of this, right?
Right.
There could be hadron colliders in other parts of the realm that they could shift us to, right? Or with.
That's interesting. So what am I looking at here, Charles?
I don't know. These are those little corners in the maps. That's what I was trying. I downloaded them, so I wanted to see it.
I think
this
that's
is
the clock.
helio. This
I think that's the
heliocentrism.
Is that the clock?
Oh
It
no,
looks
it ain't
like the
helio.
flag
It's Terra in the center. No, that's the 7 stars, and then you got the Earth in the center. I think it's geocentrism.
I actually feel the Prague clock was part of something far greater, and if we really got to understand what it was capable of, or what it was part of, because it got destroyed in the First World War or the Second World War. I'm not sure, one of them. The Germans bombed the shit out of it.
There's my food. Getting ready to plant me a bunch of plants.
Cool. I just pulled some up yesterday.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I was just trying to get an idea of this place, and we know we don't truly die. Okay, now, maybe the vessel, but we've even found out these vessels can be healed. They have a longer life expectancy than what we have.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you guys know that Nikola Tesla had another guy that did? I don't know his name, but I just heard about this the other day as well. That there was another guy that was doing the type of work that Nikola Tesla was doing as well around that time, if not before or something like that. And he's another one of them people that didn't get the recognition that he should have gotten. But who's to say that we didn't get lied to about that? I mean, we only know what they want us to know. And so it's kind of like, I know I keep hearing discernment and all that, but I mean, I question everything now, because I don't trust anything.
Absolutely.
What if that was part of their plan, though, to get us in this mind state to where we don't know what to trust or what to believe? That's why that's their plan, to confuse and create their order out of chaos.
You're right, because what we should be doing, and I'm guilty of it, man, and is meditating. Okay.
Yeah.
We have to meditate. And that's why with me, speaking about my own situation, that's why I go through the things that I go through. Like there's names for the stuff that they do, like loud cars, and there's always trains and shit blowing horns and people honking horns and cars racing through the neighborhood or drones above the house. I mean, just crazy shit. And that's called a noise campaign. And then with the stuff above in the sky with the planes and all that other shit, that's called aerial theater. And they do this street theater too, with people, where they'll have a mock situation going on. And it's really bizarre shit, man. And it's supposed to make you look like you're crazy. And I'm like, yeah, you don't. It's not how schizophrenia works. You don't wake up and one day all of a sudden you're seeing and hearing shit. Yeah. But it got to the point, like the people around me in my life, I don't really say anything about anything, you know. I don't really. Only time I ever talk about this shit is when I'm talking to one of you guys, because it's like my brother. I tried to talk to him, and he lost his daughter, okay, in an automobile accident. He said that he felt that he lost part of his soul when his daughter died. And I get that. And I can't imagine. I've got 2 daughters myself, but I told him, man, one day, and I had my girlfriend with me, and she's a Reiki master, too, but, she was that when I met her, but she's on this quantum stuff now, and I don't understand a lot of it. But I thought she was crazy when she started talking about frequency and this, that, and the other. And I just thought it was nonsense, you know. And come to find out, I was the one that was crazy, because the shit's very real. And now I'm even even crazier. Now she thinks I'm fucking crazy because she thinks this shit is drug related. Okay, like when I was in active addiction, that
I just want to say I can relate to your brother though, because when I lost my mom, I felt like a piece of my soul was ripped from me. But my bad, go ahead.
Yeah. We were both there when we lost our mom. We were there when she went on, but I end up being the crazy one. I can't even talk about this shit to my girlfriend, because she thinks if I even bring that shit up, she'll think I'm on fucking drugs. I mean, just
you go back to the drugs, boy.
Yeah. I'm like,
yeah, you're on drugs because you open your mind.
Right.
People are. Axis was talking about something about how people repeat themselves and it makes them feel comfortable, something like that, where they're not ready to move forward,
change.
And a lot of people in life, or they just don't know something, so they fear it, you know.
I heard that there's a different I don't want to call it a label, but there's a different word for each one of the spirit. For each one of us spirits that are what type of spirit we are, whether we're an old soul types, an educator, and then there's one one's called the confused, because they're like they're a spirit that's on the fence, but they got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you know. Yeah. It's I think there's like 7 different kinds. But yeah, it was very interesting. And I was like, I can see that. But I have to remember.
I agree. Yeah.
And
because of my own way of being and my own thing, you know, like sometimes you've seen a few things, you sort of think, you experience it, you even experiment and see if it's happening with you or not, and then sometimes you either go with it or you just drop it. But You know, I feel like change is probably the biggest thing that most people don't want, really. I mean, when you get comfortable, who wants to be changed out of the comfort zone, right?
Right.
And so that's what I found when I was waking up to a lot of stuff, is that sometimes you get a blockage, and it's because of something in you that you don't want to give up, right?
Right. What I was saying, now I remember, my brother, that, I was telling him, because like I said, my girlfriend was with me, and we had just come back from going out to eat, because that's our, when we get together, that's what we do. We go out to eat. And so it's like, whatever. And I was telling my brother, I said, Glenn, we truly never die. I even let him feel the energy coming out of my hands. Okay. I put my hands over his hands, and I let him, because it's pretty strong. And I had him about, 6 to 8 inches from his hands. Okay. And when I put my hands over the top of his hands, he instantly felt his hands heating up. And he just looked at me real strange. I said, that's what I want to show you. I said, we're pure energy, man. We're that's all we are, is energy. I said, this is temporary. You'll see her again. Okay. And you need to live. You need to start living. Because when I was telling him about this shit that's going on, that happens in your world. That's your world, Lonnie. That's your world. Just leave me alone. I want to stay in my little bubble. I'm like, who the fuck says that, man?
Only somebody who doesn't want to change.
Right. Well, he's programmed. Of course, but I guess he's just on autopilot, that, he don't mind being a slave. He doesn't mind not knowing.
I talk to a lot of people like that. Yeah.
But here's where I'm at. I just
live with it, Dean. Just live with it, bro. That's what they say.
Some days, man, I know what's happening to me. I can't explain it to others, and I know ultimately what's going to happen. Is there hope for me? Do I have a little hope? I'm hoping, yeah. And I got a little bit earlier when I heard that there, in that video, there's a mass awakening, and I'm thinking, a mass awakening. Okay, I keep hearing this. Okay, but if enough people get, awoke and they start caring about chemtrails, then what about the fucking TIs? What about all the people that are saying that they're being targeted, and that the same people that are putting out the chemtrails are the same people that's got these fuckers like me in this slow kill fucking torture program? And I don't want to hear it's not fucking real. Well, they made me think it's pretty fucking real. And right now, there's fucking physical fucking evidence in this world or realm or whatever the fuck you want to call it, that it is quite real.
S is asking the question. He said, how can the poles switch when the South Pole is a ring and the North is a specific spot?
I'm not saying it switches. I'm saying the center moves across a greater plane. The central point moves so that it's centered in a different place on the greater realm.
He said the poles moved from northern Canada in 1900 to past the geographic North Pole in 2020.
Yeah. So that if the center has moved, that means the outside has shifted as well, right?
Yeah, my brother came home. Sorry about that, guys. I had to go down and say hi to him.
Oh, good, bro.
I'm just, it's hard, guys, when you don't. I mean, you know what's. Well, I'm not talking about you, but I'm saying me. When I know what's in store, what the hell, and I know that the only chance I got at anything is if because I'm not allowing it to happen, okay? But I can't be the only one that keeps this shit from happening to me and others. I need the other individuals that are going through this experience with me in the realm, and I'm talking about this human experience, to speak up and come together with others like me and just basically put a stop to it. Because if they're doing it to me, it can happen to you. Right, it can happen to you.
And the thing is, you're not the only one, and there's probably I mean, I've been in groups on Facebook where there are whole groups talking about the same stuff, and they're all talking about their experiences as a TI, right?
Right, but here's the thing. I don't play the victim, man. I don't. That's the
other side of it. If you get into these groups where I guess by talking about your situation and talking about how you're feeling and all that, other people are going to identify with it. There are going to be people who identify with it that are strong and able to uphold themselves, and there are others that will not be as strong, and they'll not be able to ward off that.
I'm not going down without a fight.
Yes, right. So, but there are people that will go down. There are people that will go down with the ship. They'll be sunk.
This is the building that I always show, but this is in the 1940s in the Capitol. And look at this bridge, right? I didn't know this was a bridge. I thought this was a road, right? And I'm thinking, how the hell did that road break up in pieces like that? And then I look and I'm like, oh, it was a bridge. But look at that bus.
Holy
shit!
There's
people on there. Like, that's a long drop, man. Hell yeah, it would happen so quick though that you probably wouldn't even. You'd be from the top of the bridge down in a second. 'Cause I fell off a roof, and it happened so quick that I was like, "Ay." It's not easy being cheesy.
You know what? I was slipping off a roof myself one time, Chuck, and I knew I was going. I knew there was no way. I just dropped to my guts, right? So I was flicking sliding flat down, and it just so happened I was bloody lucky, mate, that a guy was coming up a ladder, was able to reach out and grab the belt on my pants and hold me. Fucking hell, I tell you.
Peace, us.
Check these out, man. I did.
Look at this picture.
I did break
Tell
down.
me what's wrong with this guy, man. Please, somebody tell me what's wrong with this picture while you're talking, and tell me why has he got sagging knockers.
What? Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. What the?
I came across this on Pinterest. And I'm like, dude.
Yeah, it reminds me of that motherfucker in that movie, The Shining. Remember that old lady in the bathtub?
Too much soy.
Yeah, that's all bad. Hey, but look at these. Look at these. Check these out, man.
Hold on. Those are nice.
Yeah, they're badass, man.
I forgot what number those are for Jordans. I'm not like a Jordan fanatic where I know all the numbers.
But blue's my favorite color, man. So I got a really good deal on them.
My favorite pair, I had them in 1988 or 89 or no, it was probably 1990, 91. I was still in elementary school, I believe. I was about to go to middle school, but 5th grade, I'll never forget it. My uncle finally kept his promise and bought me, because I used to get gagged on for having shoes from Caldor. My mother couldn't afford Jordans and stuff, so he bought me these Jordans. I got to pick any shoe I wanted, so I got a Jordan, the Jordans, and the jersey. But those Jordans are my favorite because they are one of the illest pairs. Anyway, but I think it was his 2nd or 3rd pair. Hold on, I gotta pull the picture up. Nice though, the ones you got. Yeah, they have a lot of different flavors too, different colors for that.
Well, they're the first blue I've seen. That color. Anyway.
Let me see that again. It kind of looked. I like the blue.
Yeah,
it's like a bluish purple.
Yeah, that's a real dark blue.
Yeah. Get his Washington Wizard jersey would match with that. Jordan.
Yeah,
no, yesterday the soles, buddy, unusual, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they feel good, man. I like them. They're not broke in yet, but I like them. They're pretty good.
Yeah, it takes a while to break a good pair of boots in.
I don't get to wear them, dude. I'm working all the time. You know what I mean? I've only worn them like maybe 3 or 4 times.
Right.
There they go. Funny shit. So, hey.
All right, it was 89. I thought it was 90, 91. It was 1989.
Which ones?
I'm going to pull them up. They had this thing on the shoelaces, though, like this piece that would tighten the shoelaces.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's got the little bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, these are them. Damn, this dude got the original.
Who? Oh, the red.
He's charging 1,500 and something for used Jordans.
You talking about the red, black, and white ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine all
right here
off them shoes, dude?
When I was growing up, there was, stories of people getting shot for these shoes, man.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
My mother was scared of me having these shoes in school, but
celery.
It was 1989.
Peppers. Hey, what's the best way to germinate these seeds, man? Anybody know? To germinate these?
I don't know. Germinate them. Put them in your mouth first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do people say that? Pause.
Have a gargle of fresh water so you get rid of any, like if you're a smoker and all that. Probably the best time to put the seeds in your mouth is early morning before you have a cigarette. Right.
Right.
And then
I heard that leave them. DNA. It has your DNA, your plant.
Yeah, the plant will take on your DNA, and it will also give you benefits that your body's lacking, right?
Right.
That's the thing. That's the correlation we have with seeds, is that if you grow a plant, say a food plant, broccoli, something like that, if you can put the seeds in your mouth, they will take on your DNA, and they will improve it. That's the thing about plant structures. They improve ours if we use them for that,
Right. I got cayenne pepper, and I got tomatoes, and cucumbers, more peppers with this cayenne.
Like in the old days, my dad always reckoned, because my dad, when we were kids, when we were little, our sewage system was a lot different to the ones they have today. We didn't have a sump as such. We had a long drop type arrangement, but he used the bucket. And he used the bucket when it was full, it was taken out, and a ditch was dug across the top of the garden, and it was put in there. And then another ditch was dug, and it was covered the last one, and the new one was dug for the next lot. But the thing is, it was lots and lots of seeds, especially tomatoes, cucumber. Those sorts of seeds in your excretion that they go through your body, they come out the other end, they're ready, they'll germinate still, right?
Right.
These pictures are all Hartford, Connecticut, just to let people know.
And I guess they work on the same principle as people talk about by drinking their own urine, right?
I've never heard of that one. I mean, I've heard of
people talk about urine therapy and how you can drink your own urine and get good results or some stuff. Well, I think there's probably a connection in there where the enzymes in a person's body are probably implanted into the seed somehow. Who knows? Yeah.
Hold on. I'll be right back. I want to tell my brother something.
But I read a book many years ago on the subject of superseed and how by putting the seeds in your mouth, you are giving the gene in the plant knowledge of your body and its deficiencies.
Oh, did you see that blue thing up? That big 5-gallon.
Watch, I'm gonna take a picture here. This looks like New York City, reminds me of those buildings on the right. But watch, I'm gonna take a picture of this street today. This is in the 50s or 40s.
It had to be the 50s by the look of that car on the
All right,
road
sorry about
there.
that.
And I got a picture of this already. A couple going from
on the left. Look at that. There's the chef.
beautiful. Those things are like tanks, my gramp said.
Beautiful cars.
That's when cars were cars. Yeah. Now everything's being made to be remotely shut down.
Man, you can press your thumb into the steel on some cars and the bloody make a dent.
Right. The cops pull you over. I said pull over. Nope. Okay. There you go. Pulled you right over, shut you down. Oh, you've exceeded your carbon footprint for the month. Here, you can't go to work. Oh, you're fired. You can't get to work. Yeah.
We don't like what you did. Turn your money off. Boop.
Yeah, exactly. That's crypto.
That's the crypto, exactly.
Yeah, well, they're going to end up in the crypt, though, if they don't stop fucking around.
But that's here from what I'm understanding is they want to put us in a box. Okay? And I mean it by saying in saying that is this, that they want you to have the minimal amount of living space and the least amount of money and the least amount of belongings. And the least.
Yeah, they want you dumb, docile, stagnant, retarded.
Right. Exactly.
An 8x4, 2-bit, 4-bit room.
Right.
Yeah.
And have I forgotten anything? Oh, and they want you to eat bugs. Grasshoppers particularly.
Well, these new bloody I was talking to a builder a while back, and he said there's these new buildings now, and they're so they're like you have to put in a programmed like a signal to open your house, and you have basically everything turns on at the same time. You don't even get air in that bloody place until you turn it on, right?
Oh, controlling air now. Why does it not surprise me? Wow. Yep. Charge you for the air you breathe now.
Yep. You wait and see. It'll all happen.
Yeah.
You think they when somebody told me when they were young, when I was young, we're going to have water walls and we'll be charged to drink it out of bottles. And I laughed. Now I laugh on the other side of the train. Yeah.
Charging for bottles of water. You know, I said that like 10 years ago. I said, who the fuck buys bottled water, man? Well, it must be some type of bougie shit or something. Buying bottled water.
This is the building, Dean. I'm going to show you. Watch. All right.
Yeah.
You see in this picture? The building, see where it says Zito Florist?
Yeah. Delicatessen.
That's this building. You just can't see the corner, but if you look downward, you see that right here.
That building's built for fucking frequent.
You see the I don't know if you could see the triangle pitched roof in the back.
I'm not sure how the technology works, but
that's in this picture. That triangle pitch roof, the second one, not the first one, the second one. It's the same building.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
It's the same building as this right here.
Yep.
Now,
what about that one right there that's got the big tower?
Hold on. That tower is this tower. You're looking down the street from that other street right here.
Okay.
That tower you see? That's this building.
That's the one.
So you're down that street, the other street.
Yeah.
All these pictures I found are where I'm at all the time. And then this is looking the other way. That same building with the pitch roof right there, that's that same building.
Yeah.
That's in these other pictures.
building
That's
still
looking the other way.
Is that building still there?
No, watch. In this picture,
What?
that's looking the other way.
That's crazy. They tore that building down.
Um,
Probably wasn't nothing wrong with it.
None of these buildings do have anything wrong with them. The trouble is they aren't modern enough. They hold too much information about the past.
Right. Look at that Mustang, dude. Is that a Mustang? Wasn't that a Mustang? What's that? Is that dirt road?
trying to line these pictures up. So, this right here. This building. Damn, where is that picture? Trying to think. What? There's a picture where this church didn't have these cement things in the front. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to find that picture. They added that on afterward.
You talking about those
columns?
Columns, yeah.
Yeah, on the right, yeah.
I could be wrong, but
those are significant. They're not they're not just for aesthetics or anything like that. I mean, they're
in this picture. You see them way at the end. So
yep, I can see them.
This way at the end down there.
Yeah.
This is the 70s right here, maybe a little earlier.
Damn, look at that bus.
Look at that car.
I'm talking about earlier.
Yeah, I know, the bus, the windows open.
Right. Reminds me of the old Greyhound bus. Remember?
The Greyhound bus.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I might have been able to see these buses, but I was a baby and I don't remember. But
yeah,
I can remember 86 and 7 Up.
You go down the street a bit, and then there's a little car park in the back behind the buildings. I can see a vehicle in there with a split windscreen by the looks.
Where, in this picture?
Yeah, just to the left of that pole that's in the foreground. There's two cars in a back parking lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What was the peach color car right there? What kind of car was that in the last picture?
Oh.
Is that like
I don't know.
Or something?
These people had some money to get these tanks. Dude, if you hit today's car with one of these, it would look like an accordion. Probably worse.
Probably be an Oldsmobile, could it? Could be an Oldsmobile.
It was American made, I'll tell you that.
Is either
all the junk on the streets today's import, man, and I'm sick and tired of that too. But whatever I say really don't matter. Is it gonna really change it? Nope.
You can't say that though. You can't say that.
America should be a booming country. Instead,
man, it's just
we were an experiment country.
I just don't even want to live here.
Hey guys, my battery's dying fast, so if I disappear,
right,
you'll know why.
Yeah,
no wonder other
even
countries
don't
want Americans moving there because you know, because they know what they're capable of, or rich people. Yeah.
Or not my speaker, I mean my camera, battery. There. Oh hell, I was down to 19%. Shit, I'm glad that you said something.
Yeah, mine, even with plugged in, one, it just doesn't seem to bloody do anything.
On yours?
Yeah, you know, when you're on the phone, it just doesn't seem to charge up when you're on a live as it will on its own.
Well, it eats up a lot of power when you're live.
Yeah.
I looked up yesterday all the major cell towers in the area, and man, look here.
What?
These are all the major cell towers in the city that I live in.
And
every one different areas.
And every one of those towers are weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, have you guys seen all these? Look, they're going to disguise them too, man. So they look like luggage racks on top of vehicles. Okay, they're black, and
that's why they're spraying, because they're going to use these to cook us.
Right? Exactly. When time comes, when they're ready. But listen, so these, I'm trying to give you a heads up on these audio acoustics. So these audio acoustics, they have these things called LRADs, long range acoustic device. Okay, and they disguise them. They'll make them look like fucking ladder racks, bro. Okay, but and if you see a bunch of people pulling a trailer around, an empty trailer, like a work trailer, you know what I'm talking about? You would put lawnmowers on, or maybe a car trailer to haul a car. If you happen to see a bunch of them running around, be paying attention on your surroundings. Yeah. But anyway, I'm getting a lot of that. I don't know what the deal is, why they're, because the audio acoustics are, I mean, just speaking from personal experience, the audio acoustics are much worse than what I felt with the electromagnetic frequency weapons. That's not to say if they dial it up, they couldn't be. I mean, but they hit me with these fucking audio acoustics, and I mean, tell you, I'll beg them to let me get home. I'm talking, I mean, in tears. I literally felt like I was at the end of my life.
I would almost suggest you go and, buddy, get yourself, buddy, some kind of copper material. You can't actually buy rolls of material copper, right? And you can actually maybe make a lining for the inside of your hat.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it might sound a bit bloody...
Well,
bit out there, but I've heard of people, you know, the tinfoil hat theory and all that sort of stuff.
I was talking to
These
Matt.
are your cells. This is how your DNA is vibrating to the rhythm and into all the microwaves that are being shot at us.
Yeah. But Max Vision said take a 9-volt battery and hook it up. Just only one of the terminals on the battery, hook it up to your, because I got this that I got been wearing. I don't know if you can see that.
Bro, this is trippy, man. It almost looks like you're gonna get sucked into the fucking ring.
Where'd you find that?
Huh? I was looking up the GIF files, I think you call them, or GIF videos, but I put sacred geometry. And this is what came
I
up.
would call almost a pulse type of energy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you could almost say the old woodpecker bloody pulse they use for frequency generation.
That thing right there. People have been seeing that in the sky all over the realm in different countries and everything else. So what was that, Charles?
What, this?
The last one.
That's a
They've been seen, and they got it on video. Flying, man.
That's a ghoulstone.
What is it? What is that?
That's a ghoulstone. It's from drinking too much soda.
Drinking
That's what
too much.
no, I'm joking. You know what a ghoulstone is, right?
That's a
You piss them out.
Ghoulstone.
Yeah, that's what it would look like under the microscope. Like
what?
But anyway,
no
like
way.
crystals, crystalline.
Really? That's crazy. Damn.
Ghoulstones are only like your body just like filtered out.
Maybe that's why. That's why they hurt so bad. They wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had it once. I had it once, and I thought I was dying, bro. I thought I was dying. I couldn't piss, and I was like, I thought something was terribly wrong. Something was.
Yeah, because you're pissing that out. It feel like you're pissing a bowling ball out or something.
Well, not a bowling ball with bloody points on it like that.
Right.
Right.
That's there, dude. That's
So you're
pushing.
saying people are seeing this thing right here?
Not that one. Not that one. The other one. That one.
Hold on.
Yeah, the green one.
Oh.
I must be on
That's odd.
TV. Because I've been looking at the TV. You might have had something on my phone differently. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, but they've been seeing, and that's what it looks like, dude. It's bizarre. I mean, we're talking this thing just fly up, stop, and then it's rotating. Then it'll fly away. Well, there's some good video. I forget what I seen that on. On the what is that, Files or some shit on YouTube. Or maybe somebody in chat might have seen what I'm talking about. Oh, I see. Let's see.
This from this movie, Headhunters.
What? What the hell is that?
That's a wall in his cabin, and he would hunt these things, right? And
Yeah.
that's his head right there. That you see the guy with the beard that's hung up. In the movie Headhunters,
I can't really.
Huh?
I can't really see the one with the beard. Where at?
It's right, almost dead center.
I'm just not. Let me get over. I got bad
You can see it, Dean.
I see it now.
But he hunted these things. He would put them on the wall there, and he was like a warlock or something, because he made this thing with bones and this concoction.
Right.
And he was hunting this, waiting for this creature to return that killed his daughter. And he used to go to his daughter's grave, whatever, and talk to her. And he got wind that the thing was back. So he went to his daughter's grave, told her it was back. He hunted it, cut its head off, brought it home. And the concoction he made somehow fell off the shelf and fell on the head, and the shit came back to life. Some sort of shit he had, like and then at the end somehow, first the head goes to his daughter's grave and takes her bones so he could walk and shit. It's crazy, but at the end somehow he crushed the head. That's what I don't get about this movie. If you watch it, came out this year, I think.
What's it called again?
Headhunters.
What's it on? Where can I find it?
I downloaded torrent, or you can probably get it on Netflix.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to do that torrent. I used to, man, but well, my girlfriend did it at the time. That's been We used to download them, but you'd have to delete it after you downloaded it, then watch it. If that makes any sense.
This is a real shot of Saturn.
What's
It's probably been overlaid, you know, a bunch of shots of Saturn overlaid, or it's just from a real good camera.
How much is one of the P900 or whatever?
They don't even sell them no more because.
Yeah, because you're seeing all the lies.
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
You know what I mean? Because motherfuckers are shooting camera footage 21 miles. Right. Did you see that experiment where they took a laser and shot a laser over 20-something miles, and the person, you know, an X amount of miles away seen the laser? How's that possible?
Yeah,
if we're
I've
on
seen
a
people shoot lasers at a star, and the star shot the laser back. Now that's CGI, and they set that up. I'm still to this day trying to figure out how they set that up. But
yeah, but I'm just saying that they shouldn't have been able to see the laser if the Earth is round.
oh yeah, I've seen those experiments. Yeah, you could do it over water too.
Yeah, that's
the
what I'm
water isn't being manipulated. Like if there's wind and stuff, the water's being manipulated. But other than that, it should just level out.
Well, you know, when
you can't bend the water, you can't.
When you're building buildings, I used to do steel frame buildings. When you're building buildings, and say you're laying block, if the Earth is round, then you can't. It wouldn't be square. There's no way. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. And it's just like, but they've been fighting about this flat Earth thing for a long time now, man. It's not like this shit's new, you know. It's been going on since hell, probably all the way back to the 40s or 50s, you know. I mean, it goes way back. I mean, yeah, the number has went up. Fuck, I thought we was on a globe for, well, I don't know, my whole life, man, until, you know, past couple years. I mean, fuck, I was a sleepwalker too, you know, drinking alcohol and shit. Yeah, man.
Yeah, all these towers. I swear, when all this aluminum, they decide to use those microwave weapons, if that's the case, allegedly.
If you don't get the metals out of our body, you put it this way: go take a fork, go in the fucking. Well, I can't say that now because look, in this realm, and they've made it now to where you can put metal in the microwave. Yeah, that's new shit, man. About that. So yeah, but anyway, when you used to be, when you put metal in the microwave, you get sparks and shit that start catch on fire. But anyways, that's going to happen to us if we don't get the metals out. Just saying, this is for entertainment purposes only. I don't want you to get an old strike from the strike force.
I might put it on private anyway.
Yeah.
I'm about to end the stream in like 10 minutes.
Okay. I don't know how I don't PayPal. I was just going to give you guys the number, or I'll talk to you after you end the stream, Chuck. Keep Dean, you there? Or is he gone?
He's gone.
Okay. He'll get back with me. I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and end it, and we'll talk when you're done.
All right, everyone. Thanks for coming through. And I'm out like trout.